In this video tutorial, we will discuss an example of a column in simple construction. So in the left figure, we can see an isolated elevation view of a column supporting two beams, beam A and beam B. So the total height of the column is 7 meters. And then a small figure, so on the left side, is the top view of the column and beams. So the beam A is supported by the column about its y-axis, and then column B is supported by the column about its z-axis. The question here, a column of UC 203, 203, 50 kg per meter in steel grade S275. So from here we can understand that the size of the column is given. It's the UC 203, 203, and then the steel grade is S275. And the column is effectively held in position but not restrained in direction at the top. So at the top, it is pinned. At the top, it is pinned and effectively held in position and direction at the bottom. So at the base or at the bottom of column, the column is in fixed connection. In both direction. So the ultimate reaction from beam A is 200 kilonewton, and the ultimate reaction from beam B is 75 kilonewton. The ultimate load due to self-feed is 5 kilonewton. So then from here we can understand that all the load that applied to the column is already affected load, ultimate limit state. So the question here, verify the adequacy of design resistance to combination of axial compression and bending moment of the column using the interactive formula. So here, what we need to determine is basically the MBRD, so the design resistance, the combination of axial and bending moment, the MBRD. So the answer for this example. So the information that we have here, the length of the column is 7,000 millimeter. The standard section dimension of UC 203, 203, 52 kg per meter. So we extract from table of dimension. The overall depth 206.2 millimeter. The breadth 204.3. Thickness of the flank 12.5 millimeter, and thickness of the web 7.9 millimeter. So the depth and the breadth are required later on to determine the ratio of slenderness of the cross section in order to determine the buckling buckling curve for the compression and also lateral torsional buckling. So the thickness of the flanks is also required to determine whether we can use the nominal yield strength for the steel grade S275 as its maximum value that is 275 Newton per millimeter squared. So when the thickness of the part of the cross section, whether it is flanks or beam, like exceeding certain value, let's say if you refer to BSEN 10,025 part 2, so then when it is exceeding 16 millimeter, the nominal width strength, or Fy, will reduce slightly. Then the standard section properties of the UC 203 to 0352 kilogram per meter, the overall cross-section area A is this value 66.28 times 10 power 2 millimeter squared, IY and IZ. So here extracted here. So supposed to we also extract the value of IT and torsion constant, and also the warping constant that we will discuss later on. So modulus plastic about Y, this value, and modulus plastic about Z. So later we will use this one because this is a combination of bending and bending and flexural and also axial force. So then bending will be occurred on the column at both axes, and also the buckling also will be occurred about both axes. So the ultimate axial load on the column and ED, it is coming from the ultimate reaction from A, from B, and also the self-weight. So then we just simply do summation of those three values. So then we get the design value for compression is 280 kilonewton. The eccentricity it is required in simple construction. So then the way the column is attached to the way the beam is attached to the column will induce the nominal bending moment by the existence of the eccentricity. So the eccentricity for beam A, from this figure, beam A to the column. So the beam A is attached to the column and then it is about the y-axis. So then the eccentricity is eccentricity about y. So it is h over 2 plus 100. So in this configuration, where the beam is attached to the flanks, it is h over 2 plus 100. So we will have this to 3.1 millimeter. So for the beam that attached to the column on its web, so the eccentricity is about z-axis, Ez, eccentricity about z. So we have here TW over 2 plus 100. So then by having the eccentricity, so then easy for us to determine or to calculate the nominal bending moment. So the bending moment due to beam from beam A, so is the traction from beam A times the eccentricity. So we have 40.62 times 10.6 Newton millimeter, or 40.62 kilonewton meter. And about z-axis, bending moment from beam B, the MZ, is 7.8 Newton millimeter. So it is 7.8 kilonewton meter. Okay, so first, this is the first we have to calculate to determine. The buckling design resistant to axial compression. So this is the expression. We can find this expression in clause. You can find this clause 6.3.1 of Euro Code 3.11. Since there is no any statement mentioning about attachment of tying beam or bracing on the column, so then and also the way the beam, the way the column is attached to the both end, to its both end support condition is equal. So in this case, the top is pin and then the bottom is fixed. So the bottom fixed, the top is pin. So it's mean the design resistance to buckling, that's NBRD, buckling design resistance to compression of the column, that is the NBRD, is determined by the buckling about z-axis. Buckling about z-axis will determine the compression design resistance of the column, because the z-axis is the weakest axis. So without any additional bracing, without any reduction in the length, and then without any adjustment on the support condition at both ends, so then the z-axis is the weakest axis. If you install bracing about z-axis, so that will reduce the effective length. So then there is possibility that the design resistance, buckling design resistance to compression of the column will be determined by the buckling about buckling about y. In this case, this buckling about z. So the buckling length about z-axis, the column is fixed at the base and pin at the top. So then the L effective is 700,000 times 0.85. The buckling factor, buckling length factors. So it is 5950 millimeter. Next calculation is to calculate the NCR. So NCR is simply fit into this expression, and then we get here NCR is equal to 1040.92 kilometer. And then the next step in this process is to calculate the non-dimensional slenderness, lambda is equal to square root of NCR over Fy A. So just fit into this expression. So we get the lambda bar is equal to 0.756, and the lambda bar is bigger than 0.2. So the column will subject to axial compression buckling. So it is stated in clause 6.3.1.2 in bracket number 4, Euro Code 3 part 11. So if the lambda bar is less than 0.2, so then no need to determine the design resistance to buckling for the column. So then the design resistance to compression or to axial compression of the column is determined by the cross section, and then strength of the material. So in clause 6.2.4. of Eurocode 3.11. Next is to determine the buckling curve. So we have to refer to table 6.2 Eurocode 3.11. In table 6.2 Eurocode 3.11. So there are several types of cross section. So use the first row on the road section, and then for the first limit is the HOB, the overall cross section slenderness. So we have it is 1.009. So based on the table, so we use the second row of HOB limit. There are two limits for the HOB: bigger than 2.0, less than 2.0. For the second limit is the TF. So we select the second limit because the thickness of the flank is less than 100 millimeter. So for the buckling about Z-axis, so and then for the steel grade S275, so the buckling curve is buckling curve C. Next is to determine the imperfection factor alpha. We have to refer to table 6.1 Eurocode 3.11. Alpha for the buckling curve C is equal to 0.49. Then the next is to calculate the buckling parameter C. So you can find it in the clause 6.3.1.2 in equation 6.49. So just fit into this expression. So we have C is equal to 0.922. Then next is to calculate the reduction factor. The reduction factor should less than equal to 1.0. So we have here the reduction factor is 0.669. So next step is to calculate the NBRD. So NBRD here is equal to the reduction factor C times AFY over gamma N1. So we have here 1255.84 kilonewton. Bending about YY axis, the effective length about Y axis, since the shape like this, when it is subject to bending about Y axis, and it is subject to bending moment, so then in theory it will subject to lateral torsional buckling. So it is not only deflect downward but also rotated. So this one, so it is moved downward and to the side. So this is a lateral torsional buckling. Because it has no sufficient lateral stiffener. So on the Z-axis, it will not happen. The Z-axis, lateral torsional buckling will not happen here on Z-axis. It will not happen because these two flanks provide lateral stiffener. So that's why bending about Y-axis, the process is we should determine the MYBRD. MYBRD. Okay, the step in determining or in calculating the MYBRD, first, to calculate the MCR, this is the expression. So the IT and IW is torsion constant and warping constant. We extract from the standard section table of properties. So this is for the IW, and for the IT. So all the value is already converted into millimeter power 6 for IW, millimeter power 4 for the IT. So we just fit into this expression, and then the value of C1 equal to 1 in this case, because the bending moment that occurred on the column is the nominal bending moment. No any lateral force acting that induce bending moment to the column. So bending moment it is so then the bending moment diagram will be like this. So for the constant bending moment diagram along the span, C1 equal to 1.0. But if there is a bending lateral force acting on the column, and then at the bottom it is fixed, and at the top it is pinned, so the bending moment will be like this. And then C, it is not equal to 1.0. Okay. Okay, let me continue. So just fit into this expression. So we have here the MCR equal to 192.09 kN. And then next we calculate the non-dimension slenderness. Also just simply fit into this expression. Lambda LT bar is equal to square root of Fy into plus sigma y over MCR. And then the next step is buckling curve. And we have to refer to table 6.5 Eurocode 3 part 11 to determine the buckling curve. The overall cross-section we have calculated previously is 1.009 and it is less than 2. And for the rolled section, buckling curve is buckling curve B. And then referring this table 6.3 Eurocode 3 part 11, we can determine the imperfection factor of LT. So for buckling curve B, the imperfection factor alpha LT is equal to 0.34. And after that, we calculate the buckling factor CLT as in equation 6.57 plus 6.3.2.3. So there are two methods here, 6.3.2.2 or 6.3.2.3. And for the welded section, rolled section and welded section, we use for rolled and welded section. So lambda CLT is equal to this expression, and then with the CLT north, lambda bar LT north is equal to 0.4, and beta is equal to 0.75. Just feed into this expression previous value from the infection factor alpha LT and also lambda bar LT that we calculated previously. So we have CLT equal to 0.89. Then we calculate the reduction factor CLT. CLT equal to this expression, then we have 0.79. Then calculate the MBRD, the last step. MBRD is determined by the reduction factor CLT multiplied by the Fy times modulus plastic about Y over gamma M1. Okay, and then we have here the MBRD is equal to 117.03 kilometer meter. Then next, if it is a second step, bending about y-axis, and then for the interactive formula, so the third step, bending about z-axis. So MZED we already calculated previously, 7.8 times 10 power 6 Newton millimeter, and MZRD, since it will not subject lateral torsion buckling when bending about z-axis is occurred. So then we calculate the design resistance to bending moment for the cross-section about z-axis is based on the cross-section properties modulus plastic Z and then the strength of the material Fy. So this is we have the value of the MZRD equal to 72.66 kilonewton meter. And then next step is when the interaction check. So this is the interaction formula, NED over NBRD plus MYED over MYBRD plus 1.5 MZED over modulus plastic about Z times Fy, and then the summation of these three values should less than equal to 1.0. You just fit into the expression all those value that we already calculated, and we find that it is 0.73 and less than 1.0. So the column is adequate. Okay, that's all for this example. So this column is verified, can restrain the bending and axial compression that induced by the beam A and beam B that attached to the column and also the self-feed. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching.